Be sure to follow me on Twitch where I stream every single day. Be sure to like this video if you do. Share this video with your friends because I really want to play Life is Strange. I need 50 subscribers. Make that happen, people. Pretty please. With sugar on top. I'm diabetic, so I can't eat that, but you can. Unless you're diabetic too. Take an insulin shot. But not mine. I'm running low on it. Anyway, let's get into the video. It has been a minute since I made a One Piece discussion video. No. It's been a minute since I made a One Piece chapter review video. I mean, the last one I made was, I think, 11 months ago. It was prior to chapter 1000. So, man, this is wow, this has been long overdue. But you know, it's never too late to get back to default. So, I noticed that my YouTube channel has been kind of ashy. It needs some lotion. It hasn't got its clothes ironed yet. It stinks. It hasn't taken a shower in like, say, 11 months. Actually, I just uploaded a reaction video, so. No, its hygiene is just irregular, but it's making progress. It's doing better now. But anyway, let me just get into what I'm really here to talk about. Anyway, this new One Piece chapter was really good. I won't say it was astronomical. It's certainly not chapter 1000 or say the ultimate chapter, but it was a very good chapter. Arguably the best fight scene I've seen in a chapter in the manga. But since the raid and Onigashima began, I mean, I was able to follow this fight a lot better than I was able to follow the King versus Zoro fight. That fight was kind of complicated with its choreography, but I can't wait to see that animated. Anyway, basically this chapter was fire. I just want to start by saying I love the cover page. The fact that we have Jewelry Bonnie in a soba eating contest with sea otters, that's so freaking adorable. Makes me realize that I have no idea where most of the worst generation members are. Where the hell is Yaruj? We don't know where Yaruj is. I mean, Bonnie is still in Reverie. She's still at Reveries. I think she's still in Pangaea Castle. Okay, and well, most of the supernovas are currently in Wano right now, and Blackbeard, we don't know where Blackbeard is either. I mean, Blackbeard just made the last quick statement that, okay, if they're making the move, it's time for me to make my move, but we still have no idea where Blackbeard is. But anyway, I'm just going off right now. Anyway, let's get to where the chapter really begins and where we left off. The sword broke off of Sanji's neck. What the hell? Okay, when I saw the sword break off of Sanji's neck, this was really something. It's truly a sight to behold. I saw all the memes. I saw Mihawk making the slice and attempt on Sanji's neck. Saw Zoro do it, and it was honestly, I haven't seen a meme this quickly revered since the Think Mark Think Me from Invincible. But I like this. This is actually kind of crazy, and honestly, everybody's reaction is basically my reaction. Like, wow, it broke off of his neck, and it's not armament hockey. It's just Sanji's incredibly enhanced durability. This crazy buff that Sanji has gained, it's really a sight to behold. I was almost kind of put off from just how much of a buff this was. I mean, think about it. This is a Yonko commander. This is the same level of power. Well, not the same level of power, but this is the same ranking as Katakuri. Okay, this is the level of power higher than Doflamingo. You know what? I want to make comparison to how Sanji would fare against previous encounters he had since the post-time skip, and the first person I thought of was Doflamingo. And I'm thinking if this Sanji were to fight Doflamingo, you cannot tell me that Sanji would not kick Doflamingo's ass. It wouldn't even be fair. It would be a smackdown. And honestly, I don't know if this is actually very fair. It seems like such a crazy power increase. And I feel like that I feel like that Oda is doing this intentionally because he's noticing a pattern to where Sanji, in the recent arcs that he's been portrayed in since the post-time skip, he hasn't been getting that many W's. He's kind of been shafted to a pretty, I won't say embarrassing degree, but pretty unfair degree. Because let's look at it this way. The way that Zoro has been progressing through the post-time skip, it's astronomical. Zoro has been winning every single fight without any sort of difficulty up until this point. And you know what? He kind of has to. Zoro trained under Mihawk, literally one of the top 5 most powerful people in the current verse. And if Zoro was to lose any single fight, it would have hurt Mihawk's reputation. Luffy having the same type of position. He trained under the Silver's Rayleigh, someone who's even more revered than Mihawk. If Luffy were to lose, well, his fights weren't easy nonetheless. I mean, he's the main character. If his fights were easy, the Zoro would have been boring. But if he were to lose those fights, then Rayleigh's reputation would have been hurt, and not to mention Luffy's reputation would have been hurt. There was no way I could just say that, yeah, this is the next king of the pirates. If he lost to Doflamingo, if he lost to Hody Jones, Caesar Clown, he did lose to Caesar Clown. Okay, but that's besides the point. And Sanji didn't have that. I mean, yeah, he trained under Ivankov, a member of the Revolutionary Army, but the Revolutionary Army has kind of been pretty underwhelming, to say from very few characters. Dragon, Kuma, and Sabo are the 3 top members of the Revolutionary Army that I can say would probably be some of the top tier of the verse. I can see Sabo could definitely be. I think Sabo could be Doflamingo, and I do think Sabo could be Yonko Commanders. And Kuma's freaking Kuma, and Dragon, we had never seen Dragon fight. Apparently he has some sort of wind type devil fruit, but it's a dragon. It's the most wanted man in the world. It's Luffy's father. He's gotta be nasty. But anyway, I'm just talking about just how just broken Sanji is now, and well, even Queen, I love Queen in this chapter because Queen is basically us. Of course, there's that scene where Sabo is running away from Queen because he's scared that he's becoming like his brother. He's scared that he's becoming a German. He's going to lose all of his emotions. And I've seen the One Piece community's reaction to this. Some of them hate it, some of them understand it. Me, personally, I understand Sanji's reaction to this because it's not just the fact that he's afraid of becoming his brothers, which he should be afraid because his brothers are horrible people. His family sucks, except for Reiju. Reiju's like the most cordial person I can vouch for. She's definitely the most tolerable. She's not exactly nice, but she is tolerable. But it's not just the fact that his family sucks. It's the fact that Sanji doesn't want to lose his ambition, his drive. Because think about it this way. If Sanji loses his emotions, he's going to lose his love for women. He's going to lose his dedication, loyalty, and love for his crew. He's going to lose his infatuation with the Straw Hats. Not to mention, he's also going to lose his drive and dream to seek out the All Blue. His entire life purpose. And the no reason he's even with the Straw Hats to begin with. If he loses all that, then what the hell does he have to live for? So yeah, it's perfectly understandable why Sanji would want to be petrified of losing his emotions. I fully understand that. I support that, and I'm glad that Oda is notifying this. Oda actually played this pretty intelligently because he made Queen, because in this situation the fan base is split in half. So like the sympathetic members of the fan base, they can see past it and be like, yeah, Sanji, you actually do have a reason to be scared. I feel for you, bro. But the other half of the fan base, they're Queen right now. Be like, bro, just put your rain suit on and fight. Like, that's Queen. That's us. And you can't say it isn't. It really is. And honestly, that's actually pretty intelligent on Oda's part. But yeah, so Sanji's running away, and honestly, as I said before, the buff that he's got is crazy. His defense is just astronomical. He's being shot by bullets because when Sanji's running away, the Beast Power's like, there he is, shoot him, blah, 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 blah. And, well, the bullets, they hurt Sanji. It's like the same way how Kid Goku was affected by bullets. They hurt him, but they didn't do any damage. It's like getting hit with, like, how do I put it? It's sort of like, it's like getting hit with a bee sting, it doesn't do any lasting damage or something like that. It's gonna hurt because it's not gonna like pierce the skin or something like that. It's like a really blunt object hitting you like a flick to the head. Like, let's say you flick someone to the head with your finger, like you push back on a thumb with your middle finger and and through the force of impact you use your middle finger in order to hit someone on the head. It's like that. It's gonna hurt, and especially do real close, but it's not gonna do any real damage. So, yeah, that's basically that. And now, to the next scene of the chapter, or the next main event that's currently happening in the chapter, is Kid, Law versus Big Mom. And honestly, this might be my most appreciative scene in this chapter. Actually, this chapter encompasses what the current fandom thinks about Kid, because even Law is notifying, hey Kid, what the hell are you doing? Why are you being dead weight right now? And honestly, when I first read that, even the very first time I read it, I was like, oh, please tell me this is Oda paying attention to the fandom and realizing that he kinda did Kid super dirty. Please tell me he realized that. And honestly, I think he has realized that, but that's not what this chapter is about. It's about the fact that, I honestly forgot about this, it's the fact that Hawkins, I almost called him Mihawk for a minute, it's the fact that Hawkins is banging his head against the wall to deteriorate Kid. Remember, Kid's still attached to Mihawk. His soul is still in Mihawk's grasp, so every damage that Mihawk could take, Kid takes. So he's just banging his head against the wall to disorient Kid, and it's doing real damage to him. It's disorienting him. It's not hurting him, but it's distracting him. Kid cannot focus. There's no way he can focus. It's Haki. because Haki requires focus, and even his devil fruit capabilities are out of whack. And Kid can't even basically dodge Big Mama, because look, the next scene, the scene immediately after Sanji runs away from Queen, it's just Kid laying there face down like Luffy was during Marineford after Ace died, just stood there incapacitated, and Big Mom about to drop a guillotine Napoleon on his neck. Not literally, but close to freak enough. And even if Law being a homie, saves Kid's ass with the classic Law moves with Room Shamburzo. Okay, he didn't say Room, but Shamburzo and Counter Shako and Stolen Fire. Okay, man, I'm really is this racist? It might be a bit racist. I apologize for that. But anyway, yeah, kids attacks. Honestly, they're I don't know how well these attacks are affecting Big Mom. Cause think about, I said Kid, I meant Law. Cause Law's attacks, I don't know exactly how they're affecting Big Mom. Cause the thing I want to look at Law is that Law's main power is his devil fruit. I mean, of course, you can say the same for Luffy and Kid, but no. I mean, like, Law's real strength is literally his devil fruit. I mean, Law could not even learn Haki and his devil. And if Law didn't know Haki and he just had the powers of his devil fruit, I doubt there'd be much difference in his power. I mean, yeah, the Haki does help, but the devil fruit itself, it's just so freaking broken. It's such a staple of his capabilities. Like, and they do very serious and effective damage. It's a very complicated devil fruit that can do very complicated to counter damage. It's very complicated to counter Law. Okay, if you have incredibly high Haki, which the Yonko do have, it is almost impossible to counter Law. It really is. That's why I'm saying, like, Law is like the type of guy, he's like Batman. I mean, could he beat Luffy or Zoro or Sanji in a straight up fist fight? No, but because Law is very intelligent, I'm going to say that Law is more intelligent than all three of them. He could probably, with enough prep time, with his capabilities, he could probably do that. And, well, it shows here, because these attacks are doing some serious damage. But, not serious enough, because immediately after Law gets hit with that, because we have to get Law hit with Stolen Fire! I just realized I just realized that was a Big Mom's move, not Law's. That goes to Big Law gets hit by Stolen Fire, and well, he's kinda out. I mean, here's what I think. They simply very glass cannony. Like, once Law gets hit by Big Mom's Stolen Fire, he's kind of out alongside Kid. It's very hard to recuperate from that. And I love this inner monologue that Kid is having with himself. He knows. I mean, it's like he's sensing what the Phantom is thinking about him. Like, bro, I've been hyping myself up to be this incredibly badass pirate, and I just have not been able to do anything worth. I've not been able to do anything worth recognition. I mean, well, he clearly doesn't say that, but he says it like straight up, like, I have the opportunity to defeat a Yonko right here, right now. Like, even if I don't beat Kaido, if I take out Big Mom, they're gonna know I'm gonna have an incredible reputation boost. My reputation in the pirate will skyrocket. But why can't I get my act together? Like, what's wrong with me? He even just disappointed. If I die here, my life and career as a pirate would be nothing but a joke. And you know what? I don't really know about that. I mean, well, if he does die in Wano, he would kind of be seen as a pirate that bit more than he could chew. But even if Kid were to survive this, I mean, his reputation would definitely increase. But then again, he probably wouldn't get the same respect or reputation as Luffy, seeing as Luffy is fighting 1v1 against Kaido. I really hope that Kid shows the same kinds of potential. Well, Kid clearly just doesn't have the same potential as Luffy. It's been stated pretty clear that Kid's potential is nowhere near Luffy's potential. And yeah, we cut away to the next scene, the final encounter, the final plot of the chapter, Hawkins versus Killer. And yeah, it's exactly what I said. Hawkins is just banging his head so he can destroy his Kid. And honestly, Hawkins, this seems like a pretty big change of character for Hawkins. I mean, to be fair, we were not exactly aware of Hawkins' personality to begin with. Hawkins just seemed like a very minute character to me. when he was introduced to us, I honestly didn't pay that much attention to him. The characters that I paid attention to, I'm pretty sure that we all paid attention to, were Kid, because his bounty was higher than Luffy's by the time he was introduced back in Sabayori, and Law, because Law and Kid fought alongside Luffy, and we all paid attention to those two. Those two, we realized those are going to be the two big, they were going to be the big three in the One Piece world. Like, I mean, not like big three, it's kind of like a little Easter egg or headcanon on Oda's behalf, because Oda is actually pretty good friends with Kishimoto, and I also think he's good friends with Kubo too. And I think it's kind of like his shout out to the big three, because with the big three, there's Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. I think it's sort of like a callback to that, because those three would technically be the One Piece big three, and they kind of are. They're leading the charge against Onigashima. They're the three most powerful, if not the three most notorious members of the Worst Generation. Save for Blackbeard. Blackbeard doesn't really count. Blackbeard is like part of three different factions. Part of the Yonko, the Worst Generation, and the Supernovas. But my point is that Hawkins is just crazy sadistic. Like, we even see him with a smile on his face. I don't think we've ever seen Hawkins smile pre-time skip. But here, his smile is just honestly pretty sadistic. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Alucard from Castlevania. I just started watching that show too. I mean, his hair and everything. I mean, it's pretty clear that this guy is inspired by Alucard or some sort of vampire or something that aligned to alchemy or fate. Alchemy or something like that. It's very on the nose, but that just could be my own perspective of it. But yeah, he's banging his head against the wall. He's letting Killer know that you have some pretty shitty luck to the fact that you ate a smile fruit. Like, I mean, weird shout out, but Killer's still laughing uncontrollably because he had a smile food, and Hawkins has to do him dirty like that, saying like, bro, you really had a smile food? That's kind of tough. Like, you had some pretty shitty luck, bro, and you even got the detriment of it. You couldn't even get like a badass superpower from that. But like, oh well, I wonder what kind of. I mean, it's kind of. I don't know how I feel. Well, I don't know Killer that well. Killer's Zoro, not Zoro, so I want to know what kind of power Killer would have had if he actually had if he actually gotten the right smile fruit. It's hopefully it wouldn't have done it to him a disservice. Probably would have something cool. Maybe it would have done like a tail or something. You know what would be really cool? If Killer ate a scorpion smile and he got like a scorpion tail or something. Tell me that wouldn't look cool. I mean, that would have looked really cool. But yeah, there's that. Anyway, Kid is just, oh my god, I really feel for Killer's time. What is up with the right-hand men being the goats of the crew? Like, seriously, the first mates are really the goats. They hold the crew together for the most part. And Kid and Luffy kind of have similarities, whereas their characters, whereas they have very strong and assertive personalities, whereas they'll do whatever they want and are unapologetic about it at all. Kid would do whatever he wants, and he's more unapologetic than Luffy. Kid would just be a freaking savage, and Luffy, he has his savage moments, but he's just, well, not as apologetic, but he will not apologize for him being him. Like, if Luffy wants to do something, he'll do it, and he won't apologize for it. He's like, I want to do that, let's go there. And then, like, his crew will be like, alright, Captain, this is your call, so we'll go for it. We'll do it. Alright, cool. Let me just turn the ship. That'd be Jinbei. Well, before it was something, but now it's like, alright, Captain, we turn the ship. Alright, you wanna go to that island? Bet. And Kid be like, would be the same way too. I can imagine that'd probably be the exact same dialogue. I wonder who'd be the helmsman of their group, of the Kid Pirates, and who cares? Anyway, Kid has the same energy that Zoro has when it came to Kuma, but it certainly doesn't match the nothing happened back in Thriller Bark, but it's pretty damn close. To whereas Killer is begging Hawkins to release Kid. You can have my life instead. So it's very reminiscent of the nothing happened, because Zoro basically said like, hey, listen, I can't give you my captains, so take my head instead. But then again, the circumstances here, I mean, it's sort of complicated, because you're in the middle of a war, Killer. I mean, you can't just say like, hey, listen, I know we're in the middle of a war, and you swore your allegiance to Yonko, and basically it's do or die time, and you're my sworn and unbothered and unfaithful enemy. So basically, if I were to have a choice with anything, I can almost guarantee by the 99.9% chance you will not honor it and stab me in the back, or if you do honor it, you'll stab me in the front. So technically, you're not stabbing me in the back. That's Killer. Come on, dude. But he's still begging Hawkins to please release Kid, and And they're just reminiscing how Killer. I honestly am disappointed in Hawkins. I'm disappointed in the Worst Generation in general. Well, certain members of it. Me personally, I was hoping that when Toki was reminiscing of the 9 shadows that would free Wano, I personally thought that it was going to be the supernovas. Considering that we had 8 supernovas in Wano currently, I figured that those 8 supernovas would have made the attempt to fight Kaido. But you know, the 9th one would probably be someone like, I don't know, Blackbeard rolled up into Wano to make the attempt to take Kaido's Devil Fruit and teams up with the rest of Supernovas and beats the crap out of Kaido. I really thought that was about to happen, and I thought that, and it would have been such a cool idea too. I would have geeked out, and I would have watched that scene in the anime a million times. That would probably be my introduction to the channel. No, that's not the case. It's not the case at all. But I mean, the reason I'm disappointed is because their wills are very weak. I mean, I figured that a small group of people with strong personality that dare to defy the world government, each one's with bounties over 100 million after traversing through the Grand Line for less than a year, would have some pretty strong wills and would be the only characters to have the gall to challenge the most powerful and notorious pirates in the world. But Hawkins is actually pretty weak-willed. His will is defined by the percentage and it changes like, hey, listen, you're trying to fight against 2 Yonko with 5,000 men against our 30,000. I think those were the terms. I think that's what the size number was. Still not that now, but look, seriously, you really expect to win? Like, and you expected me to be on your side when that happened? I mean, listen, when Kaido came down to us, you must have been mentally disturbed when you made the audacity or the attempt to fight against Kaido. I mean, did you not see him when he came at us? The guy looked like he was freaking 50 feet tall. He looked like 50 meters tall, my bad. He looked like freaking Godzilla. I don't know why the hell Oda nerfed that. Okay, no, Oda actually increased his height, actually, so, yeah, I forgot how tall Kaido is, but he's actually taller than he was back then, so he's actually pretty tall. And even Killer said, like, hey, listen, the odds might be against us, but hey, we're still here. We're still winning. We're still making the attempt. And honestly, we may not, I mean, we're not winning, but hey, we're putting up a fight. And you know what? I won't say we're winning, but you guys certainly aren't winning either. I mean, we're definitely making a stand. And Killer, I'm just going to stay with Killer does. Killer actually does something that's pretty ingenious, you know, because I honestly didn't think of this. I mean, a lot of people have thought of this before, but I myself, maybe I came to this conclusion before, but then again, this was referenced such a while ago. Like, we haven't seen this reference of, like I said, I forgot that Hawkins actually had Kid hostage, so I forgot about this part, but this was actually pretty brilliant, how Killer cut off Hawkins' left arm, because Kid doesn't have a left arm. His left arm is cybernetic. It's metallic. It's just a bunch of junk. So it was a brilliant move, and I even said like, "Oh, that's so clever. That was so clever." And in that one moment, I mean, I guess Oda probably realized that he kind of rolled himself into a corner because he kind of made Hawkins a little bit overpowered because, well, what Killer does, he walks up to Hawkins, takes the doll that has Kid's soul in it, whatever it is, Kid's essence, and what is he doing? Let me check what he's doing. Oh, he killed it. He took away from him, and he killed it. So yeah, now Kid is free. He's able to fight to his fullest capabilities against Big Mom, and well, apparently from what I've seen from this panel, well, they don't say it, but yeah, Hawkins is out. Yeah, Hawkins is down. I think he's out of the fight. Like, to say no, Jack and Pharaoh Sparrow out of the fight. Yeah, I say it's safe to say that Hawkins is done. He's not coming back into the fight. Of course, it'd be safe to notify that. I mean, I'd be pretty disappointed if Hawkins comes back, but not the Beast, but not the All-Stars. But I mean, because, you know, they're Zoan-type Devil Fruits, ancient Zoan-type Devil Fruits, so their durabilities and stamina should be on another plane of existence. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, I say it's pretty safe to say that that Hawkins is out. And you know, I kind of like the battle. I like this battle between the supernovas. It's pretty cool that the first mate of the Kid Pirates was able to take out the captain of the, what do they call, the Hawkins Pirates. So yeah, it was a battle between supernovas. It's pretty cool. I like that. Man, our captain can't be my first mate. Man, you're not even worth my time. Oh, I mean, maybe it's not that much of a. It's not stated as that, but basically that's what they're saying. That's what it is. Zoro could have done that even quicker, but yeah, that's just me being a Zoro retard. But anyway, guys, yeah, so Kid is free, and there's no break next week, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, that is the end of the chapter. I really did like this chapter. This chapter was really cool, but yeah, I just wish that I hope that Oda actually does show a little bit more of Kid's benefit Kid throughout this fight. I mean, if this war is just still progressing as it is, and everybody's increasing in power throughout this war, because let's look at it this way: most of the Straw Hats are just growing in strength throughout this war. If not individually, then as a group, because we just got a new Straw Hat in Jinbei, a very powerful individual, freaking warlord. Nami got a buff in Zeus permanently as he fused in her climb attack. Robin had a new demon form, whatever it was. Luffy just awakened a new form of Conqueror's Haki and mastered the real armament Haki. Zoro got a new sword. Sanji just became a new. Sanji's got a crazy new buff, as I said before, like the biggest buff I think out of anybody here. So I mean, I know it seems to be very Straw Hat exclusive. Like, let the others get a buff. Koda, come on, let Kid get a buff. I mean, if you get notified that Kid and Law have Conqueror's Haki, so I really I hope that Oda gives them the same treatment as Luffy, to whereas they can use their Conqueror's Haki in the same manner as Luffy. Because if they could do that, that definitely boosts them in power. They would put them in, like, I won't say top 10, maybe they'd probably be in top 20. Definitely top 20 if they were able to master that. But yeah, guys, at the end of this video, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. And yeah, guys, it's your General for today. I am out. Peace.